That's okay.
If you could all tell me why you're here in Lathander. You mentioned something about the Feywild, about getting dragged away, about the diamond as well, please.
Well,
perhaps
okay.
you want to talk about the diamond. So.
Yeah. All right, so there's been a lot. It hasn't felt like a lot for us, I guess, but we've been gone a long time.
I am aware.
Anyway, so there's still a lot that we don't know exactly about the nature of all this stuff, but when we were on site at that place where you've now been, where there were a lot of no longer alive orcs, we were down and out, pretty much. Those guys were... They had some pretty...
Who were those guys?
We don't entirely have that answer. We know that one of them we think we've seen around here. I believe he seems to be a large, a Goliath, some kind of big guy, and think he might be able to turn into a wolf. He almost killed our buddy here.
Wolf Goliath man.
Yes.
Come on, tell me.
Sometimes Goliath, sometimes wolf. We believe his name. I think his name might be Cork. I think that's what I heard.
But always man.
Yeah, always
Cork.
Half Goliath, half wolf, all cop.
Cork, you said.
Yes,
that's what I think I heard.
All right.
The only other one that we know much of anything about is look over at Phaedra for a second. Another tiefling like her who claims to be her, I think, dead brother. She's maybe not sold, but
tiefling
claims to go by the name Drossel.
Drossel. All right. Now, what do they have to do with the diamond?
They seem to be serving a certain unseelie queen who I don't really feel like naming. The
Queen of Air and Darkness.
That one. Yes, you heard. Okay.
Voldemort.
Yeah.
Everybody hears the legends.
Yes. Well, let's say I look at my hand as if it's a watch. Once might have served her as well, but I'm not. I can't. I haven't done that in a very long time. In fact, I've been taking a lot of pleasure in helping all of these folks get in her way whenever I can.
Well,
but those guys were tough. Whatever they want, it's not good.
That's great. Well, so why here in Lathander? Do you think they're here? Are you chasing them? Are you chasing something else?
Because of the forest.
Yes.
Well,
Our friend Aramil's forest is being devoured by whatever those...
I don't know if you noticed all of the dead stuff outside, but...
Well, yes. I'm not... Forgive me. I'm not complaining about you being here. I'm just wondering why here.
Well, the most pressing issue right now, if we don't know where these folks that we're chasing are or any of this... If we don't know exactly where to go, we have a problem that we want to solve. And
somebody want to refresh my memory as to why, which bit of the riddle, why we're here?
None. But
I thought we were also investigating something about the riddle here.
No, that's not true. We're also searching for someone that we know is here. We just don't know who they are.
Or really that much about them.
I know a lot of people in the city. I might be able to help.
Yeah, that's very descriptive.
Yeah, we don't
have any information.
Well, any information shared is information I can help with. So,
I mean,
what do you got?
He's killing the forest too.
You know what?
Well, that I have an answer for.
So, I actually trust this person enough to tell her the prophecy riddle thing that we got.
You tell her the whole thing?
Yeah, I'm in also. Yeah, like...
Okay.
She remember what it is?
Stops and thinks about it for a bit and goes, that sounds familiar almost. It almost sounds like the Song of Storms.
The what now?
I'm sorry?
Hold on. No, don't actually hold on.
Oh, right, because Phaedra's not here, so someone needs to take notes.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm making visual comedy.
Oh, gotcha. Fair enough.
Okay.
The Song of Storms.
All right, what was that again?
The Song of Storms.
Nice, nice.
Thank you, Craig. Actually, by the way, y'all noticed my new ocarina up on the wall.
Nice.
Nice.
Or not ocarina, Triforce. Regardless.
Yeah.
I love how you guys commit to a bit.
I haven't.
Yep. Yep.
I haven't heard this in years. It's an old tale from times long past that has just kind of hung around the occasional bar and whatnot in these areas.
So in Sealy time, it might be like 6 months old.
Yes, it might be. Yes, what was it? Something about 8 gathered together. A sword of some kind. I'll need to think more about it.
Well, we have someone here who remembers it. They're just,
Yes, I will.
oddly
Ask her.
silent.
I will ask around and see who I can find.
Much appreciated.
Now, as for your question as to what's happening with the forest, that we believe is the Lady of Bones doing.
That seems to be a reasonable assumption.
I'm sure all of you came across the mushrooms.
Oh, came across the
Oh, yeah.
Can I eat it?
No,
Can I eat it? No, don't. We've already been over this one.
Can I smoke it?
no. In fact, it doesn't burn because it's from hell.
Doesn't quite do what you want it to do, my friend.
Dang.
Those mushrooms leaked through some sort of rift, apparently. From what I can gather from people who were living here originally, these small rifts opened before the Lady of Bones showed up. We believe, due to the fact that they are not touched by fire, but are by divine energy, that they are mushrooms from hell, essentially, from the
My
abyss.
favorite Pantera album.
Now, we're not sure if the lady is causing them, if she's causing them to spread, or what she's gaining from them, but whatever power is leaking out of them is being channeled back here into Lathander.
Okay.
Hmm.
Do you know what she's using it for?
If I knew that, I would probably be a hero already.
Well, I mean,
Fair enough.
you've probably done a lot. You might already be. Anyway,
Regardless.
yeah, it's very clear these things are just sucking life energy out of stuff. So
Yes. Whatever necrotic bastion she is creating, she's using the energy from these living items to do it.
Hmm.
From what we can tell, it's being gathered into the center of the city, into the Red Tower. From there, your guess is as good as mine.
So how do we go there? How do we attack that place?
We don't.
Yeah.
Did you
How do
not
we make
hear
it so we
me?
can?
Did you not hear me at the beginning when I said the last group of people we had who wanted to help went there first and
No,
didn't come back?
No offense or nothing, but we're not the last people that went and did that.
I know that. However, I would prefer it if we did this intelligently, as opposed to just saying, hey, let's go knock on the front door of the enemy.
All right. Sounds like you got a plan.
Like sneak in.
If you can sneak past a horde of zombies of various kinds, bony, not bony, slightly fleshy, squishy, and giant, then go right ahead.
I mean, I could, but I don't want to leave you guys behind.
Don't leave me.
No. Instead, I have a plan.
All right.
It's 3 parts.
Oh man, 3 parts.
The first is we need to get as many more refugees as we can out of the city. The Lady of Bones has been having her squads come through and steal living souls since she got here. The longer we wait for people to remain trapped here, the more go missing and the more never come back.
Okay.
There is one area of the city, the Waterfront District, where Tiandra found you all last night.
Yep.
With the exception of the giant skeleton guard, it is lightly guarded. We want to take that back. We want to create at least some area of the city where we can contain our influence and get as many people out as we can.
Is
Okay.
escape through the ocean viable?
We haven't had reason to believe that it's not yet.
Okay.
We've sent small boats with a few here and there out in the dead of night, and they've all gotten to the other side of the wall and able to make it, from what we understand at least.
Good.
When do we take this guy out then?
Well, the way to take the big guy out is to take out his handler, one of the cloaks.
Hmm.
The cloaks are the enforcers, the big time, the whatever you want to call them, special ops. Whatever they are, they came in with the lady. Well, two of them came in with the Lady of Bones. The third, she found somewhere. I don't know.
She found somewhere?
Just out of curiosity, is the third the tall one?
No, the third is a short one.
All right, just curious.
The other two are both tall.
Their identity. Nobody knows the identity of the short one.
Nobody knows. Just one day there were two. The next there were three. Regardless, each of the three controls a contingent of the skeletal base. One seems to be in charge of all the infantry. One seems to be in charge of the heavy artillery, and the third, we don't know.
Is that the short one?
It is. Yes. Let's just, from the rest of this conversation, let's just put it into the air. If I say the third and unknown, I'm talking about the short one.
Fair enough. That's one I want to kill.
I think we should kill an infantry guy.
Oh, you picked that quick.
Regardless. And when I say short, I don't mean like short, not she kind of gestures at you, Nix. Not like you've met him, you know. He's the short one is slightly shorter than like an average human. The other two are slightly taller than the average human. They're not like.
This is you telling us this, or her telling us this?
This is me explaining to you what you saw already.
Okay, I was about to cast prestidigitation to make it look like she's jamming a foot in her mouth.
No. This is me telling you that you already know this.
Okay.
Oh, I was having fun watching her flounder.
I mean, the first part of that was her floundering. And she goes, so my hope is that we're able to separate the cloaks. They seem to patrol different sides of the city. The gate district is patrolled by all three, which is why I would assume you saw all three last night.
Mm-hmm.
But the slums district, the upper district, and the waterfront district is each controlled by a different cloak. The slums seem to be infested with the infantrymen, these wrangling, shangling, stumbling mass of skeletons that who knows where they've come from at this point. Waterfront is heavier, smaller units, usually 4 skeletons per with a larger body in between, plus at least one giant. I say at least because we have unconfirmed reports that there might be something bigger, but we haven't seen it.
Oh, goody.
The third, we know, is in charge of the upper district, where the Red Keep is, or the Red Tower. We've seen foot soldiers, we've seen bigger soldiers, we've seen things we can't explain there. So, we work at this like a traditional, run-of-the-mill destabilization effort. We take the city back piece by piece. We fight our way through the neighborhoods, come up to their front door.
Wham.
Okay.
We cut off their...
first.
Say again?
It's the waterfront first.
I would prefer if we did the waterfront first. We take out the big guys. We leave it down to the infantry, which I'm not sure if you've seen, but my people here wouldn't be equipped much to deal with anything past infantry.
No.
If we, well, when we manage to take the waterfront, will your people be able to hold it? Assuming nothing crazy changes.
Assuming nothing crazy changes, we hope so.
Okay.
We have a few smaller pockets of people throughout the city. Not all of us are here.
Of course.
But we should be able to hold it for at least a couple days.
Long enough for us to do what we need to do.
Yes, but once the first domino falls, everything starts to roll with it. So, we go in, we figure out how to separate the cloak, or we figure out how to isolate the cloak. We take him out, we take out whoever is already standing, we take the waterfront. From there, we move to the slums, we take that back. We find the cloak, we take it down, wipe the street clean of bone. Then we move towards the upper district.
Wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Does this sound like something you can all help us with?
Oh, yeah.
I cast prestidigitation,
Okay.
and
what are you doing?
I make it look like army lettering just appearing over our heads, and it just says "squat up."
Oscar Mike.
Oscar Mike, yeah, Mike.
We can do this because we're the problem solvers.
You know, you've told that to me before, but I didn't. Regardless.
There's no problems going on anymore, is there? Am I
Yeah.
right, fellas? And I look over my shoulders like,
Yeah, I mean, we're doing awesome.
There's actually a lot of
Fine.
there's a lot of problems.
Yeah.
I know. I
Can't
miss my
solve all of them
friend.
at once, all right, guys? One at a time.
So
I know. I miss my friend Perrin. I'm sorry.
we're working on it.
We're working.
Ah. Sure.
Regardless. The cloaks don't come out till night. And during the day, the squads look almost human. Something in this city allows them to pass during the daylight, which they should not be able to do. But hey, who the fuck knows at this point?
Who knows?
So I would recommend using today. You are allowed out on the streets, at least briefly. Keep your nose down. Keep your head clean. And do as much reconnaissance as you can. Find out anything you can. I trust your eyes more than I trust some of mine.
How many do you have? Jeez.
I was just gonna say that.
How many small children do I have out there?
We're going to need a guide
One will be assigned to you.
to kill them.
This guy sounds like Varys.
Unfortunately, Tiandra will be unable to join you.
That's unfortunate.
Also, Vandra, for the record, Trunks is Perrin's grandmother.
Okay.
Also, she has about the same sense of humor as Drax the Destroyer.
Yep. Yes.
No, do you know like the cloak's watch schedule or something? Like, how are we gonna find this guy?
Evening.
Just go out at night and look.
I feel like when we start mixing it up, he's going to show.
I mean, night is a solid like 8, 9 hour, 10 hours where we're like I got nothing.
Has, First of all, do we know, or when is the curfew so we know what time to work around?
2, maybe half hour after sunset.
All right.
So I have to ask, this thing, all three of them were able to sneak up on us.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, we were distracted at the time, but does it seem like they can teleport, or what's their kind of mobility?
They don't seem, well,
That's it.
they don't seem to manifest magical ability. However, they are able to step like someone like her, and she points at Nyx, might be able to.
Has anybody ever... Have we ever encountered them apart? Like, or
The cloaks?
do they patrol together?
Not all, oh, right, you weren't here for this, Craig.
Right.
She was saying that the gate district, the one right by the main gate, is patrolled by all three. From there, it's broken up into threes.
Oh, okay.
So it's just they kind of converge into the gate,
Right.
check it, and then go back.
All right.
Has anybody tried to attack one?
Yes.
What exactly?
Has anybody... No.
You may see him shumbling around today. If you do, tell him hi.
Got it.
Hmm.
So, is this So for a plan here for what we're going to do we want to attempt to like set up some kind of loud distraction that we can like maybe even remotely perform in all 3 districts at once, just to make all 3 of them respond to
Some
something?
sort of remote detonation.
So that they don't all converge on one disturbance at once. Even if they're not patrolling together, if something goes down in the waterfront, they'll be there.
My
So
first
if
thought
there's
was
anything we can do to keep the other 2 busy.
my first thought was to ambush one and take it out before the others get there.
That is definitely what I would love to do, but if there's any way that we can ensure that we have as much time as possible, that'd be really nice.
Yeah.
I leave it to your discretion.
I mean,
How far apart are the neighborhoods?
At least a couple miles in between.
Yeah. They might not even notice. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Unless they have some sort of supernatural communication,
Unless they have
I'm not
something.
ruling out.
which we have to assume they do.
Yeah, we can't know, and even if there's nothing really we can do about that if it's the truth.
I only ask when you go to take down one of these cloaks, you find out who or what they are.
Certainly. We'll do our best.
Right.
At least try.
Besides that, I leave it completely to your discretion how you go about this. Just keep me in the loop.
So don't kill one. Got it.
No, I was going to say, I don't think we can take one of these things alive.
I'm not asking you to. That is certainly not what I'm asking you to do.
Yeah.
Keep them alive long
Kill
enough.
them
that's what I'm
with
saying.
impunity.
Torture them. Okay.
Whatever these are, they have caused all of this. And she kind of points up around at Lathander, as well as seem to be gesturing somewhere outside the gate as well.
Yeah.
All of this is because of them. I don't care if all of them burn forever. Make them gone.
Dang.
And figure out what they are.
Cool.
Okay.
You got it.
Sounds like a plan?
Sounds like a really good plan.
Wonderful. I will leave you all to prepare. I will have a guide assigned to you. She will lead you back into the city, into the waterfront district. Just make sure to be back here by the curfew.
So,
Yes, sir.
You got it.
Thank you all. Oh, and Marlamin, correct?
That's me.
If you hear anything about you-know-who, let me know.
I'm sorry, who?
Voldemort.
You know.
I don't know anything.
I'm sorry. Do you mean...
Can we
Do you mean...
kicks him in the shin a little bit? Like,
Ah, oh,
Okay.
okay, fine. All right. I'll let
Thank
you
you.
know. God,
Thank you.
you know,
You're all
there's
dismissed.
no humor in this place as I shuffle away.
All right, you guys make your way outside of the hall. You close the door behind you as you go, rather than leave it open like a bunch of fucking animals.
Maybe I do live in a barn. You don't know.
Trunks, we've seen where you grew up.
Maybe he lives in an under a mountain barn.
Yeah, exactly. We don't have
Maybe he
doors.
lives in a pottery barn. Fucking don't even be that way.
I remember your description. Italians are always leaving doors open.
That's not true.
Oh my
That's not
god,
true.
that's
Italians
oh,
go through.
Jesus
Italians go through life locking the top lock
And slamming doors.
and slamming a lot of doors.
Oh,
Anyway.
All right, so you guys are back out on the street.
Well,
This
Oh, well.
small
Yeah.
area. One of the urchins kind of detaches itself from the wall, and sort of wanders over to you and goes, hey,
what's your name?
I'm Teresa.
Teresa.
Hmm.
First question I have to ask.
Yep.
Do they ever stop large groups? Okay. I'm still thinking we should split up into 2 groups.
This is probably a good idea.
Have you seen a horror movie?
Yeah, but as long as it's during the day, I mean,
We're also heavily armed.
Okay. I thought you meant
yeah, when it's nighttime, we should be sticking together. But if it's daytime and we just want to sort of walk around incognito, then maybe smaller groups isn't a bad idea.
I'm not
Also, if you have a weapon visible, hide it.
Where?
Or leave it and take something more portable.
I don't ask these questions.
The only portable weapon I have is my boots.
Keep your hammer, Chunks.
I've seen what you can do with those boots, man. Like, I know you have a big axe, right? Axe or hammer?
What do I have?
Mace thing.
Not that he ever.
Hammer. It's a hammer. Yeah, not that I ever use.
It's a big bad hammer, but his boots are really where the fucking.
All right, well,
son.
And
I
Trev,
don't
you
feel comfortable leaving a weapon though. That's not cool.
I mean, like, take a smaller one that you can like hide under a cloak or something.
Phaedra looks at her glaive and goes,
Yeah, darling, you're leaving that.
"Yeah, yeah."
Given what I've heard, I think she shrugs and just props it against the wall.
Yeah, she sort of kind of hands it to the kid and goes, "Give this to someone who would use it. If you have something smaller, give it, I guess." He goes, "Huh, okay," and then runs away with it.
Don't run with that!
And it's gone.
Does not stop.
And it's gone. And it's gone.
Trev, your sword's kind of like a big ass beacon of badassery.
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
My cloak hides it magically.
So bad.
Don't worry about it. We'll be chill. As long as they don't make me take my cloak off. And if they do that, then we're in trouble generally, because that means they're already probably suspicious. But as long as my cloak's over it, they can't say it.
After about a minute and a half, you hear as a bunch of small
Come on,
feet
please.
come running up to you, as two kids, Teresa, the one who had run off with the glaive, as well as another, come like balancing this kind of bag with them as they go.
Oh, this ought to be good.
They go, we found something smaller.
Oh, God.
Cool.
They sort of pull the cloth off the top of it, and it's just a flail, like just a traditional flail. A heavy iron head, really well spiked. The chain is kind of coiled up around it, but the handle is the really impressive part. It seems to come into two pieces.
It's got nunchucks.
And actually do have a bit of a chain in between them.
Awesome!
What?
Allowing it to get even more reach if pulled. I will let her know all that when she gets here.
Talk about that thing.
How that thing works.
And a set of real nunchuckers.
Yes. At this point,
More
Teresa
people
sort of
can
looks
play
over
to
you.
answer this.
So, we going upstairs? You coming along?
Sure.
All right, cool.
Hey, be careful with those new nunchucks of yours.
And she sort of starts toddling ahead a bit. She looks to be about 6 or 7, very young. She
So,
yeah.
Are you about to get attacked?
I think maybe.
He's gonna slowly see a door open behind him.
I would appreciate the warning if you do. So you guys get led through the city. You get led back to the passage you came down the night before. Teresa sort of climbs up it before you all. And you're led back out through Tiandra's bed area, but she is not there at the moment. And back out on the street. Pushes aside the box, leads you back out into the alley. And he goes, okay, if you go that way, it's shoreline. If you go that way-ish, is city center a bit. Stay to the east, kinda. From what the commander told me, you guys want to be hanging around waterfront, right?
yeah.
Cool. So that's the east of the city. The little bit to the south, just in front of the gate, kind of runs along the wall, is the gate district. Stay from there.
Yeah.
Or sorry, to yep, that's how that works. To the west is the slums.
We broke Gary.
Yes, I had to remember directions myself. To the west, on the other side of the city, is the slum district. Don't go there. And then to the south, the point on the peninsula is the upper level. I have personally never been there, but I can probably say don't go there.
Approximately how far is the waterfront from the slum district?
You got to cross the main thoroughfare, the Central Avenue. So maybe like 2 miles.
Okay, that's pretty decent distance. So any scuffle we cause might take a little bit for reinforcements to come.
And you're saying from docks to the edge of the slums, right?
Yeah, from like
Far
the closest edge.
Yeah, it's about 2 miles.
Okay, good.
I have a question for the crew. Are we trying to do this all in one night, or we're gonna do like 2 nights or 3 nights or something?
We'll see like what we find when we're up here, like how suitable we think this would be, or if we have to like force their hand.
From when we make our move, there's no telling how far we're going to be forced to take it.
Right.
Yeah.
So like once
If
we take things off, we need to be
if
able
we
to
make
go.
the first move, or whenever that happens, the only way that we'll ever get any downtime is if this place remains undiscovered.
Right.
And we don't know if that's going to happen. We have no idea.
Yeah. So like we're going to be sure we're prepared for people of revolution.
Yeah, we got to be ready to finish this when we start it.
Yeah, is there any way for us to go to the slums today too then? Like at least see what that's about? Maybe not go up to the center one, but
I mean, I won't tell if you guys don't tell.
I mean, again, we could always split up into 2 groups. One group look around the waterfront, the other go to the slums.
I'd rather not go like without a guide though.
Yeah.
Just the alone group or whatever I would do.
Sorry, I just have to do one thing real quick. Talk amongst yourselves. I have to make some rolls.
Oh, goody. So
Is there any
one thing I
chance
do want to do
Is there any chance we can find a second guard a second guide that might be even lightly familiar with the slums that we could send with a crew?
well, also I was hoping the other little kid who came with the flail. I was hoping,
Teresa goes, let me check, and runs back inside.
one thing I want to do is check the waterfront to see if there are any boats available, so that when we get these people going, they actually have something to float away on. Make sure, like,
The commander mentioned that they send some people off on boats, so maybe they do have access. But yes, we'll hope that there's something there.
Yeah.
Even if maybe if we're lucky and we take it back, she'll have a means of communicating out so that we can something come in via the docks.
plus, the night that we take out the first waterfront cloak, we're going to need to deal with the giant as well. Unless it just crumbles once it's controlled.
There's no way of knowing that, but we'll take it if we have to.
Yeah, we'll have to prepare for the giant as well.
Yeah, I don't know if any of us are necromantically knowledgeable enough to know that.
Marlamin begins jumping up and down in the back of the group.
All right.
I know things.
Well, what's your at least probably expert opinion on that? If we take out the figure who may or may not be controlling or raising this weird zombie giant guy,
I'm just gonna go ahead and roll an Arcana check. Yeah, Gary. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. Yes.
16 plus Arcana, which I think is a 4.
Yeah, I think so.
Hold on. Plus 6, so 22.
Okay. What are you looking for specifically?
we want to know.
I want to know if we cut off the head of the snake, is it going to stop the rest of the snakes?
So basically, if we kill the
host,
assuming that the cloak did raise the skeleton giant, if we kill the cloak, will the skeleton giant cease to be
right?
In theory, the way that kind of works is that necromantic magic, when you raise something, is a renewal sort of thing. So like you raise something, and then to keep it raised, you have to kind of do it again, or at least spend that level of energy again.
Yep.
Okay.
So it would last as long as the energy left built up inside it, but once that was gone, no coming back.
Like starving a zombie.
Could something else take control at its place? Like
No. No. It would require a brand new ritual, a brand new spell. You can't just step in and go, oh, you're already raised, I'm now going to take control. You would then have to go through the ritual yourself.
Gotcha.
And to raise things more than just like regular-sized humanoid zombies or skeletons takes time and it takes effort. It's a lot of skill to raise something as big as a giant, especially what looks like a cloud giant like that one was.
Okay.
Well, all we have to hope is that they're not just control proxies for the big bad. Yeah. But this should be fine.
It's the best we got.
Yeah.
All right.
None of us have shirked from a fight before.
After a couple minutes, long enough for Teresa to get down into the caves and come back, she leads a small boy along with her, the one who was carrying the flail. And she goes, "This is Henry. He may be able to lead you through the slums. Do you know well, Henry?" And Henry goes,
Fantastic.
Maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe we should just take the waterfront and try and hold it if we need to, you know?
I mean,
That
once
seems-
we take the waterfront, they're gonna come for it. So they're.
I'm gonna. This is how old is this person? This kid?
"Which one?"
The one that went. I don't know. Like I know where I'm going. The one that we asked. Basically, he's like, "Where are we going?" And he says, "I don't know." Right.
It's Teresa, the first one, is about 6 or 7. Henry looks to be about 5.
Okay, I get down on one knee and I lean down to both of them and I grab them by the shoulders, right? And I'm like, do you like your parents?
They're dead.
Okay.
Oh,
Do you like having fun?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we can't have fun if we mess this up. Ever again.
Yeah, we know.
I need you to think. Do you know where we're going?
Henry stops, kind of looks at the ground.
I will roll a check if you need me to.
Yeah, roll a persuasion check. With disadvantage?
Oh, that's not fair. Okay.
With the whole "do you like your parents" bit?
All right, that's fair. So first roll was a 10 plus 8.
I was actually gonna ask.
Second roll is a 19 plus 8, so at least an 18.
Okay, so 18. What's up next?
So, have we seen any adults?
A few. Mostly elderly, mostly
I was
infirm.
gonna say. I mean, I know we've seen the grandma, but
That's a fair point. I should have contextualized that in my head, but I didn't.
But I mean, just in general, I was wondering, like,
You have seen far more small children than you've seen any amount of adults.
That's good.
told that there's adults around the city hidden though.
are the adults wearing pirate outfits?
No.
Zombie outfits.
Nor are the kids, nor is there a Mr. Dolphin. It's just...
Or mermaids?
So Henry kind of stops, looks at the ground and goes, I know the waterfront real well.
That's
That's what you did, Morgan.
That's great. No, that's great. That's awesome. I love that. I'm happy that you know the waterfront so well.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's okay. For the record, I thought an 18 was a pretty good roll. So
No, it was. You have convinced this kid.
I don't
to
want
be
him
honest
to,
with you.
I don't want him to be sad. I don't want him to cry.
That's not how this works. Have you
Oh.
talked to a little kid? When you get them to be honest with you, they are sad.
Oh. All right. I'm gonna use my wish spell. No, I'm kidding.
I'm going to come down there and fight you.
If he kind of sheepishly looks at Teresa and goes, "Could you show them the slums?" Teresa goes, "I don't know the slums."
Well, at least she's honest.
I cast prestidigitate, and no, you know what? I ask both of them. I say, listen, I need you to close both of your eyes, and I need you to think, if you could have one thing, like an object, in your hand, right now, for fun, what could it be?
Teresa immediately responds with, "A dolphin."
Well, can you hold a dolphin? Because I sure can't.
I don't know. I've never seen one.
Well, they're big.
Do a baby
so-
dolphin. Do a baby dolphin.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay.
Henry sort of looks at his
Dolphin.
hand, sort of looks at his hands, and then goes, I miss my mom.
Don't say what you're gonna. Oh, see, Henry, buddy, Henry.
I'm gonna
Henry.
go.
Morgan, yes,
And then like pushes open the box and goes back inside.
Well, I cast Prestidigitation and I make a baby dolphin appear.
Okay. Teresa looks and goes,
and I give it to Teresa, and I hope that Henry is looking at it.
He is gone. That kid is.
He's gone. Oh, that makes me so sad. Okay.
Fuck that kid up.
Dude.
Just kind of listening. Goes.
Now it'll only last an hour, so have fun with it now. But I'll make another one.
She runs back inside as well with the dolphin.
I'll make it. Oh, well, I want her to know that I'll make her another one when we get back, as long as we get back.
She is gone. She is not around.
Both our guides have ditched us.
Thanks, Morgan.
I chase after them.
They have gone back inside, and you just see the hint of Teresa getting into the tunnel to climb back down into the underground.
Heather's gonna be so happy with you.
Guys,
You fucked up.
Marlamin is just sitting there, like, honestly, just like I imagine he's still on one knee, staring at the dirt now. Like they have all just left, and he's just staring there, looking down, just. Well,
I'll even walk you through how this happened. You made one of them cry to the point that they had to leave.
Well,
the other one you gave an illusionary dolphin and then said it will only be around for an hour, so make it count. So she went to go play with it, like a kid.
Well, who needs them? They don't know where they're going anyways, guys. We can do this. I'm not worried at all. I'm like, at this point, I'm like, holy what the oh no. Oh no. Well, does anybody else
I'm gonna have to clip this one forever. This is up there with Punched in the Face and Turned Blue for some of my favorite shit that's happened. Marlamin makes a child cry and then the other one ditches him.
And again, Marlamin is now still staring at the dirt, looks over his shoulder at the rest of the people behind him and around him, and says, well, kids these days, right?
Indeed.
Oh boy.
This is why we need Tiana. That's all I'm saying.
As you say that, Sai,
that kid knew how to hang.
I guess I'm not good with kids.
You hear footsteps behind you.
Sorry, guys.
And as you turn around, Sai, you see carrying like a small bundle of oilcloth over some stuff in her arms is Tiandra, kind of standing there looking at you guys going, oh, I thought you guys would have left already. What happened?
Funny thing.
Marlamin made a kid cry.
The kids didn't seem like they knew what they were doing, so I was trying to bolster their confidence. It turns out I made one of them cry, and I made the other one upset, so now they just want to play. And then that one left, and now we're all sitting here, not knowing what to do. Marlamin's back on one knee.
So, Sandra, are you free right now?
I'm going to go drop off this food.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to come back. And then I'll help you guys out.
You're the best.
Please do. Please do.
Yeah,
for the record, is there any way I can deliver this stuff for you without you having to do... I've already mucked things up enough.
No,
somebody...
No, I think I can handle this.
I can banish your food. I can banish it.
It's okay. It's okay. She sort of edges past you, Marlamin, while you're still on one knee. It's like kind of gives you a bit of a berth in this alleyway, and then ducks inside.
I just want everybody to know that the following scene has been playing in my head with the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme just playing.
After about 5, maybe 10 minutes or so, Tiandra climbs back out and goes, all right, you made my little brother cry?
I was, for the record, the role was very well. It was very good. And I thought I was having a good, I wasn't.
Hume, I'm fucking with you. Let's go. Oh my God.
You just call me Hume?
Yeah.
Is that some sort of racist slang? Is
Well,
that
you are human.
I am?
I mean, your ears are normal.
You see, this is the kind of jokes I was trying to do with the kids, and it just didn't work. And
You just seem to be bad at talking to children.
You talked about his dead parents. That's not a joke.
I hope you didn't joke about it.
I didn't talk about. I mentioned, and it.
So I'm gonna lead you guys through the waterfront now.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Please do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Marlamin, like literally does the and is done for the rest of the day.
So she leads you guys back through the alleys she brought you through the night before, and back to the very same alley where you saw the three cloaks before. And this time, stepping out onto it and looking over the docks in front of you, there is no skeletal giant walking the docks. There is a regular giant, or at least it looks like one, carrying a large mace dragged behind it as a club, not a mace, as it goes. And it's easily recognizable as a cloud giant, which for those of you who know what that means is one of the larger races of giants. It's big. It's at least 20 feet tall and bulky, let's say.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I mean, is it
Are there
aggressive?
any?
Say again?
Is it aggressive? Like,
No, it's doing the same thing it was doing last night. It was just walking up and down the docks, sort of looking at people as they pass. And there are people who are passing. Regular-looking elves, it seems like, bustling about their business. You hadn't seen many coming through the alleyways, but once you got here, you start to see a few people here and there. Regular merchants who seem to be trying to make some level of a living here. Ragged people in what once were fine clothes that have just been sort of reduced to whatever they could wear at the moment. These are people who are trying to make a living in the scrounge, and some are succeeding, some are not. In particular, there seems to be one robust tiefling behind a bazaar not too far away from you guys, with a number of different vegetables and curios laid out on the table. And he seems to have his arms out and gesturing at anybody who passes. Come, Balthazar, stand! Come, get what you can! Come! And just shouting belligerently at anybody who passes.
And you guys thought I scared children.
It even makes Julian frown.
It's broke.
Tiandra is sort of looking up and down, just sort of seeing what she can see. Occasionally she'll nudge one of you and point as a group of guards come past. Same idea, black armor, black cloaks over that. They look like gray elves and humans alike. The skin kind of mottled. Whatever spell they're under to make them able to walk in the daylight, the seeming part of it is not great, but it works. And a part of those groups are also a few orcs. One or two of them have, let's say, 2, maybe 3 elves and 1 orc. There seem to be some of the larger humanoids are here as well.
Okay.
What do these guards tend to be armed with?
Everything from swords to spears to a few have bows and arrows. The orcs traditionally have maces, as well as a few long swords. You actually see 1 or 2 orcs with very large blades similar to your own, Trev, strapped across their backs. But much less finely taken care of or finely tuned. These look more like giant butcher's knives than they do a well-fined sword.
They seem to move in a certain pattern.
Roll a perception check. Pattern is hard to establish when you don't know the people in the group. You start to get the feeling there are maybe 6 or 7 distinct groups moving through. And as Tiandra kind of leads you guys through some of the side streets, she shows you where some of the old warehouses are. You see old tenement buildings, old storehouses, places that used to be shops, fishmongeries, butcher areas. You could tell that this used to be an industrial part of the city. And as you guys are making your way through, you start to see that, yeah, it seems like 4 of those guards groups kind of stayed near the dock, while a few more of them are further out this way. You start to see some that you hadn't recognized before, and a few of them start to kind of fade away. Pattern you can't really tell, but location-wise, you could tell that, hey, some of these squads stay here, some of these squads stay here.
Cool. Tiandra, what do you know about this merchant tiefling dude?
Balthazar?
Yeah.
Oh, that guy's been around forever, at least as long as I've been born. He used to have a shop in the center, in the upper district, from what I understand. But once Lady of Bones took all that over, he got kicked out down here. Bit of a nut job, from what I understand. Calls himself a hunter, I think.
Hunters.
Yeah. Says
Okay.
I don't know.
Has he been compliant with the Lady of Bones and her guards?
I mean, he's allowed to keep business, which means he has to be compliant at some level.
True. Okay.
I don't know. Just he's always seemed like a weird guy to me. He used to, actually, now that I think about it, he used to ride around in a really weird carriage.
What kind of weird carriage?
Well, it was boxy, like a carriage is, and it had a little fork in the front. But attached to the fork was this really, really big gold thing with like really, really big wings and like a really weird face that almost looked like a bird's. I don't know, it was weird.
Huh. Do you know what happened to that carriage?
Haven't seen it.
Okay. I don't know if we should trust this guy if he's whacked out.
You can talk to him. We don't have to tell him a lot.
Yeah, we can just sort of
That's true.
see what his deal is.
Poke around about the marriage,
Okay. Let's go see what kind of curios he has for sale.
I like curios.
And that
Tiandra.
skeleton spread.
Tiandra leads you guys back to the center of the waterfront district out on the side of the docks. And sure enough, that man is still there, arms out, gesturing wide, shouting away, bright purple face, sort of full. It's just a very large personality, and he seems to take up even more of the area around him than he actually, exists in. Very fine purple robes, horns polished very nicely with small bits of ribbon tied around the edges as well, all the way down into kind of a spiral. Nice goatee, well kept. He looks at all of you walking up, goes, weird looking people, welcome to Balthazar's stand. What can I get you today?
Weird people?
Well, you're not elves. Well, those who are elves, but I interact with a lot with elves. Hell, it's very rare that I see one of my own here. And he points at Phaedra, who immediately goes, and then sort of looks away.
Balthazar's stand, really? You can't get better branding than that?
I mean, it used to be Balthazar's bonus bird. Oh, shit.
Yep.
I have to look.
Come on, dude. Bizarre.
Yep.
Shut up.
Could not remember it. God
Tell you
damn
if it isn't.
I'm trying so hard. I couldn't remember it. It was
Bizarre, like it's a fucking Mario Party minigame.
It was bonus bizarre. Balthazar's
Oh,
bonus
geez.
bizarre.
Hey, do you know anybody named Garfield?
Garfield the Deals Warlock? Yeah, he's a good friend of mine. No.
Yeah. You know Garfield?
No.
Cool.
He
Sweet.
hates Mondays.
We're going to stop for a hot second while Heather joins because Tiefling,
Right.
she probably wants to.
Good timing.
She got to pee.
I just want to say,
Morgan, I
Yes?
love you.
Oh,
Oh my god.
I love all of you.
All right, who wants to fill Heather in on everything I just said?
It's your job.
All Morgan. All
Uh,
Morgan.
Sorry,
Okay.
I had a lot to do. I'm very sorry.
all right, Heather, let me set the mood.
Oh no.
One kid is crying.
What did you do?
Jumping right to the punchline here, Jesus.
One kid is jubilant. Now, where we start this story begins. Let's see. We met up back with I'm gonna butcher the name, so Gary. Vadra?
Commander Vondra.
Vondra, there it is. We met up with Vondra,
Mm-hmm.
and she filled us in on an attack plan of what we're gonna do.
Okay.
And Trev, why don't you fill me in on the rest of the attack plan?
Generally, we're going to. There's the city is split up largely into 3 districts.
Into a bunch of districts. Yeah.
There's their first target is the waterfront. We saw that like skeletal giant the other night, last night, whenever. It's controlled by one of the 3 cloaked figures, and that is our first target. The figure, not the big dude.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So now that we've been given this task to go in that direction, we were given 2 guides.
No, you were given 1. You asked for 2.
Okay. Well,
ended up with
that
how
being
many?
said, we were still given 2. Now here's where I backpedal. When asked. Now, when I say when they were asked, I mean somebody else asked them, "Do you know where we're going?" I'm not going to name names as to who said that question because I don't remember who asked the question. But the both children, one Teresa, a 6 or 7 year old, and 2 Henry, a 5-year-old boy. They replied with the answers of, "I don't know," as to where we're going. So, Marlamin, as a nice guy,
He's
Uh-huh.
a nice guy.
as a nice guy,
Nice guy,
for
yeah.
the record, it was not his intention to intimidate children, nor was it his intention.
So
Nor
Heather,
was
you
it
remember
his-
that you remember that Him Daisy Persona comic where Yosuke says it's not like your parents are dead or anything?
Oh no. Oh no. Marlin.
I let it slip. I'm sorry. It was a total accident. It was an honest to God accident. So
How
Marlin-
can someone accidentally let slip? Ha ha! You're an orphan.
that wasn't
like
quite
that
how it
way,
went.
to be
That wasn't
fair.
quite how it went.
Okay.
I got on one knee and I put my hands on their shoulders and I said, now,
Oh no.
how much do you guys love your parents?
Oh no.
And that was when I realized I had made a mistake because Gary had replied back with, "They're dead."
This is
And
when he realized, wait a minute, there is nothing that can be said in response to this that will go well.
Nope. So I instead asked them to all right, so do you guys like to have fun? Yeah, they replied yes.
One replied with tears in his eyes, yes.
One replied with tears, yes. That was Henry, a very nice boy. He's a very nice guy. He was very sad, and Teresa, on the other hand, was like, "I like fun, and I'm a cool
You
kid.
better believe it.
I'm not gonna cry when you talk about your dead parents." And so I attempted to cast prestidigitation to make fun things for them, and one of them, Henry, ran off crying because he was sad and he missed his mom. And
The fun thing he requested was his parents.
the fun thing was I was like, so I want you guys to close your eyes and think of something fun and something you can hold on to and put your hands out and Teresa said
Sexual predator
dolphin.
achievement.
Teresa said a dolphin.
Teresa said a dolphin, so I made a baby dolphin, and she got it. And Henry just cried and ran away. And
then Teresa ran away.
Teresa, I casually mentioned to Teresa prior to attempting to say, that, I'll make another one for her whenever she wants. Now it only lasts for an hour, so have fun with it. And she ran off. So here we are.
Well, that's where our guides went.
Our guides are gone. And I still stand by. I was trying to be a nice guy.
And we're out shopping right now.
Right,
So
okay.
the parts that did not come up in that story, whereas Tiandra found you guys on the road after this happened and offered to lead you around.
So we have more capable guide. Okay, this is a plus for the problem solvers.
I don't know that. Kids know all sorts of shit, man.
Well,
Kids know the darndest things.
For future reference, in case anyone needs to Jaeger me, I have calm emotions as a spell. That I can
useful.
That's like, come on.
Sorry about that. That's on me.
At this point in time, I'm now looking over at Phaedra. Like,
Yeah, I'm sorry, Phaedra. Your spell book is not available on the internet like everyone else's. Everybody else, it's possible to do this because we know what they can do.
I might not have been a total weirdo.
Anyway,
You would have been, but it would have been okay.
You are now walking up to a street vendor you found as you were going around by the name of Balthazar. At least that's what he's been shouting.
Okay.
He is a large purple tiefling who seems to just be very gregarious. Following up on the thing you mentioned earlier, did you want to try and cast a scry spell again?
Yes, I was going to. I wanted to make sure we were not in the hideout when we did that, in case.
That's fine. You had some time on the road for a bit there, so you had time to do it.
Okay.
Who do you want to cast it on?
All right, guys. I can cast Scry. Do I want to try again on Perrin? Like maybe I just suck and I messed it up last time, or do I want to try it on the lady we're trying to kill?
Perrin.
Perrin.
Yeah, we have leads on our targets here.
Okay. All right. I'm going to attempt another scrying spell on Perrin.
All right. So what is the have to beat? So it's a target you have. It's a target you have met, but not one you know well. So the save modifier is just 0. And then you have.
A spell save DC is 16, I believe.
Yes, I'm just looking at the other modifiers.
Yeah.
And you don't have a likeness or picture. You don't have a body part, lock of hair, bit of nail, or the like. But you do.
Something of his, we had his.
But
we had
you still have the.
Wait, can we have asked what's her name, Vondra, if she has any, wallet, like Hughes-style wallet picture of her grandson?
She does not. You
All
could have asked. She does not.
I figure we probably would have mentioned it. All I remember is I asked Marlin the last time I scried to have something of parents.
Yes, and you did, and you get a -4 to the modifier for that.
Okay.
All right, so
I'm
gonna roll.
Is there? Yeah, like there's nothing else I can do to help
Nope.
with that.
It either works or it doesn't. You don't know which one that is.
Yep.
All right. You sit and meditate.
I'm gonna clarify. I'm not in like the middle of the bazaar doing this.
No. This is back in the alley before you guys had even gone and ventured around.
Yep.
You sit and you meditate, and you see something this time.
Oh.
You see a dark room, stone floor, stone walls, bars on the walls as well on one side. You see a rough wooden table, kind of a number of chains and manacles attached to the table as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then your vision turns, and you see Perrin sitting in a corner, hair disheveled, bloody out of one side of his nose, beaten up, looks like he's been in rough shape and bad shit has been happening to him. And that's all the vision remains on for the duration of your spell. He doesn't move. He doesn't really change. Nothing comes in. Nothing comes out.
Okay.
As that vision is fading...
Yeah, like I was gonna say, like I know sometimes if you use scrying, the person can, if they save, they can be aware that you're trying to do something against them.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible for me to try to like make it do something to indicate that maybe someone's watching him, and then for him to try to like anything to just possibly give an indication?
So the way you save is by realizing that something is looking on you via the arcane parts of your brain.
Mm-hmm.
In order for the scry to work at all, unless the person is willing, it would need to end.
Gotcha.
Because the body's natural response to being watched is to stop it from being watched.
Right. Okay.
However, as the vision is fading out, you hear a number of very rough footsteps start to walk towards the cell. And just before you lose vision completely, your mind suddenly goes black. I need you to roll a... let me check what this actually is. A wisdom saving throw.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're good at that.
I am all right at those. It's weird. It's not 1920s or anything. Oh, whatever. Oh yeah. That's good. That's good. All right. Wisdom. So 22.
Okay.
An 18, and I have a +4.
You needed a 23.
Ah, bums. Shit.
So
That's pretty good.
as your vision begins to fade out, you feel this creep along the path of the magic, almost like a hand pulling itself forward.
Oh god.
And your vision goes black.
Eek.
Oh shit.
And suddenly you're sitting, you yourself are sitting in this dark room.
Oh no.
Kind of looking around a bit. And after...
Like, has my, like, perspective changed from the way I was seeing it?
Well, yes, you were like a 3D sort of, or a third-person sort of camera almost.
Uh-huh.
Now you're back in your own head, and you know you're back in your own head. You start seeing outside your own eyes. You have your hands.
Okay.
But you're not on a street. You're not surrounded by your friends. You are just in this dark room.
Oh, this is bad.
Shit. And after 5 or so seconds, you see a figure step out of the shadow.
Oh, fuck buckets. Okay.
Long black robe.
That's. I'm sorry. That's a phrase.
What?
Yeah.
Buckets.
Oh.
Long black robe.
Uh-huh.
Cloak pulled up over the face.
Naturally.
Thin arms, thin legs that you can see through it. And adorning each hand is a long, lacy black glove. And it walks up to you.
Okay. All right.
I
I don't know what else I can do in this situation, so I'm just gonna wait.
You can try and do something.
Shit. Like, what the fuck? This is weird. This is super weird.
Do any of us notice there's something wrong with her?
She has not moved from her regular scry, and
yeah, like you wouldn't be able to tell probably.
I mean, we can
you
definitely.
can roll a perception check.
Marlamin might be able to tell.
Yeah, you could. Yeah. Any of you can roll a perception check to see if anything has changed. But...
Am I physically bound in this weird vision, or am I just sitting?
Have you tried to move?
Well, I kind of wanted to like look down first to see like what.
You can look down, and you can see all of you. You can see your body.
Yes.
But the moment you try and lift any of your arms or your feet, it's like lead.
Okay. I wanna. Let's see, what level is that? Can I cast?
No.
No, I can't. I wanted to try to like.
I'm just gonna preempt you there. No.
Okay, I'm just saying that is what I would try to do, is try to do something to cast, but realize I can't. Okay.
It's at that point you realize you're in your own head.
Still, okay. All right.
Literally still in your own head.
Is she incepting herself?
And this figure stops and looks at you. sort of folds her hands in front of her face as she looks at you. Still with the hood pulled down so you can't see her face. Then she slowly removes one glove, slowly removes the other, and you see that the hands and the wrists are bone.
Just bone?
Just bone. And she pulls back the hood and looks at you, and you see this beautiful elven face of an elven girl.
Uh-oh.
Maybe no more than 15 or 16. Long black hair draped across her shoulders. Fair features, good bone structure, just a gorgeous girl.
Especially men.
The problem is, she looks at you with eyes that are empty, with flakes of blight echoing through her cheeks as she looks at you and goes, "He is mine."
Oh,
and then pulls back,
all right.
and like a snap, the vision is gone, and you are back on your knees on the street.
Okay, that sucked. Saw something this time. That wasn't fun. So I have good news, which is not really good, but kind of not. At least it's not awful news, and then really bad news.
You're just making me.
So good news. Perrin's okay-ish for now.
Yep.
He looks to
Yeah,
be.
that sounds like great news.
I mean, he's not dead, so that's better than being dead, I suppose. I'm only there for a few seconds. It's hard for me to tell. The moment I saw him, he was okay. He was beat up, but he was alive in some kind of prison. I will save questions for a moment. Hold on. Because I'm going to try something. And then somebody interrupted my scrying.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah, and at first I thought it was our necromancer pal we're looking for. Wasn't. It was she who I shouldn't say the name because every time I do I get in trouble.
How on earth would you know how she looks?
Yeah.
Both in and out of character, I'm saying that.
Well, because she said he's mine, so I figure she's creepy looking. DM, is this a bad? I assumed that it was okay.
Okay, here's a genuine question for you. Are you describing what she looks like?
Yes, I am in the process of describing what she looks like. I think
Trev, that looks nothing like the lady. You've seen the lady. Yeah. You know what the lady looks like. Okay. That's not the lady.
Okay, then I will readdress then. Okay, that was my first guess.
She's a lady.
Second guess is it is our necromancer lady. I wasn't sure. Could have been either.
I'm going to say
necromancer lady.
I'm going to say we really just
I'm going to say a little from neither. Remember the necromancer was... I mean, if you described her, remember the necromancer, I don't recall being... I believe she was on the squatter side, if I recall properly. And I'm just going to assume this is the Lady of Bones and not the person that was with Drossel and Cord. If I had to put money on it.
I thought the Lady of Bones was the third person that we thought. But
that
maybe
was an assumption that we had.
That was an earlier assumption, but I don't know if that's the case anymore.
Okay. Apologies if I'm missing stuff from before.
I think that we might have. I might have just made that decision in my own head based on what you just said.
So yeah. All right. So that was. I will. All right. So
regardless, it's likely that he's in the tower.
So yes. I have a locate creature or locate. What is it? It's locate person. That can tell me within 1,000 feet. Where is it?
That's too far away.
Yes, but like if we get into it, then I can maybe figure out like where.
How precisely can you locate him?
You sense the direction of the creature's location as long as that creature is within 1,000 feet of you. The spell can locate a specific creature known to you within 30 feet at least once. It doesn't specify, I guess. So just...
Well, then we'll see.
If it just uses the term locate, then it means precisely.
Okay. Then yeah.
So yes, it's very I'm just going to say right now, it's very likely that he is in the Red Tower.
Yeah.
That seems to be where she's based out of, and I would assume they have a dungeon.
Yes.
We're already going there.
Yes.
Once we're in there, you'll be able to help us find where he's being kept.
Okay.
Good treat.
All right. Fast forward suddenly back to where we were, which is walking up to Balthazar's thing.
Okay.
Who did actually say to you, Fader, as you were walking up? Well, first thing he said was, weird-looking people.
Yeah.
Marlon will take offense.
But nobody, I don't think any of us called him weird looking.
Nope.
What is he?
You're
Who
weird
knows us?
looking.
He's a
Tiefling. With dark purple scales, well-manicured horns with ribbons going down to the bases, a well-manicured goatee, long black hair, bright golden robe, or purple robes. But he did look at you, Phaedra, and goes, I'm sorry, I don't usually see people who are not elves, nor do I usually see people of my own kind. How's it going?
You haven't seen any other tieflings around here lately at all?
Nope, not in years. Tieflings don't usually come to the forest.
Oh, all right. That answers my question. Good to know. Okay. Not soon.
So, what can I help you with today?
What's this guy's name again? I'm sorry.
Balthazar.
Thank you. Balthazar.
Balthazar, you were one dapper gentleman.
Thank you! You have to do your best to keep sharp in these times.
Sure. What do you got for sale here?
That's
Well, take a look. And half the stand is just food of various kinds. Some of it looking not so great and probably scrounged up, but the other side looks pretty okay. On the table is this, it's a couple of objects. There is a mirror that is kind of sitting on the whatchamacallit? The tablecloth. On the tablecloth. On a small pillow.
Mm-hmm.
There is a long hammer, war hammer. Vaguely reddish in tone, with a beautifully wrapped handle. Just looks like a really nice warhammer.
Any cool carvings or anything? Anything really else distinctive?
Nothing you can see from your current perspective.
All right.
And then also on the table is an amulet, a set of rings, and a few just kind of loose stones.
Can I sense anything magical about any of the items?
Roll an Arcana check.
Can I ask about the hammer?
Yeah.
Sure.
Can I nudge Sai while when she does that, so as to encourage him to look at it and he's a blacksmith, he knows weapons.
Yeah.
I want him to make sure we're not getting bullshitted.
Sure.
I also want to.
I have Identify as well, so I'll be able to double check.
You said Arcana?
Yep.
That's a 20.
Okay. There is magic pouring off this booth. Because you are not using a detect magic spell, you can't tell directly what it is. But just sort of tapping into the arcane arts and taking a look around, there's a lot of magical energy coming off this bitch.
Can I pick up one of the gemstones?
You go to pick something up, and he slaps your hand and goes, hands off the merchandise.
Sure. How can I tell the quality if I can't hold it?
We'll get there. You might have to put down a bit of a lender fee, you understand?
Okay.
I don't like this at all.
Pay the samples.
I'm not saying I'd keep it. It's a retainer. You take a look, you get some gold, you hand back the gem, I hand back the gold.
Sure.
You know, it's a rough world out here nowadays. I'm used to having four walls around me. I'm sorry.
It's rough being the only business in the area that seems to be even remotely profitable.
You know, we do well when we can.
So, what's the deal with this warhammer?
The warhammer. I don't know. This, he sort of picks it up and looks at it and goes, this has been hanging in my shop for years. A dwarven guy came through one day and pawned it off for like 50 gold. So I figured it must have been shit. But then another dwarven guy came through, looked at it and went, ooh, that's not shit. So I went, well, it must not be shit. So I've kept it around since then.
Sir, that warhammer there is.
Can I whisper to Trunks, is there any dwarven writing on this that you would recognize?
All right, so I gotta roll the look.
Perception.
Yep.
Actually, just make an intelligence check, Trunks.
Oh boy.
Really?
Can I cast guidance on him?
Can I see my own fucking language?
Can I touch his shoulder?
Fucking read.
Nat 20. Fuck you, Gary.
Oh my god, yes.
You didn't need my help.
So that's a 19.
Yeah, it is a 19.
It is a 19,
But
technically.
nonetheless,
Good
he
job.
is a genius right now.
Good job, buddy.
You lean in and look at it, and although you haven't been doing a lot of reading recently, and it's not really your favorite thing in the world, you do recognize the handwriting of your people at least. Whether or not you can actually read it, that's another step. But
I'm just like, yep.
Whatever, that is up
that's
high
it.
ranking in the rank of my favorite nat 20s I've ever seen.
I have several identify spells, so if anyone needs, like I kind of like whisper, like if anyone needs to, I can double check some stuff.
I am standing right here, you know. I can hear everything you're saying.
I don't know.
I said whisper, so I was trying to be inconspicuous.
You're real bad at it.
I mean, it's a useful service. We can tell you what your merchandise is for realsies.
Sure. I mean, if you want to identify things, you can burn a spell slot or a head.
We'll tell you what. How about
Is this guy magical?
Are you actually asking that, Trev?
I mean, if he's talking about spell slots, then
That's a fair question. Yeah, I'll cast Identify on the.
Hang on. Before you do
All right.
Fourth Wall Warlock.
No.
100 gold as a retainer.
Hold on, wait, what's I?
Sorry.
I was gonna say, she'll cast Identify on it, and that can be a retainer for looking at the other items. You're getting something out of it. We're getting something out of it.
Nope.
Nope.
Nice try, though.
Whatever. All right, I'll hand over.
All right.
Hold
You hand over 100 gold. He hands you over the Warhammer.
And I give Nyx a look like, make sure he doesn't take it. like kind of like wordlessly, like keep an eye on him.
Meanwhile,
Roll a perception check.
ooh, I was gonna say. Meanwhile, I'm going to sleight of hand 100 of my 3,000, almost 4,000 gold into her pocket.
Okay.
Would I notice this?
That's why I'm rolling a sleight of hand check.
All right. Marlamin, you roll a sleight of hand. Phaedra, you roll a perception check. Nyx, what'd you get?
Yes.
Wait, what am I rolling?
Perception.
I rolled a nat 1, and I don't notice a goddamn thing. I am focused on my Identify spell.
I rolled a nat 20, which means I rolled a 23.
Great.
Hold on, let me just take 100 gold off my account here. That's 3,790.
I don't actually know how much gold I have on me right now.
Nyx, you say 11? Emily.
11.
11? Cool. Phaedra sort of wordlessly nudges you to keep an eye on him, and to see what he does with the gold. And he seems to just kind of take the little package that it's in and set it beneath the table. And that's it.
Yeah, that's not shit. All right, I'm gonna cast Identify on the hammer.
Cool.
Do you want me to specify what I learned? What's in the spell?
Yes, please.
Okay. You choose one object that you must touch throughout the casting of the spell, which is 1 minute. If it is a magic item or some other magic-imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it acquires attunement to use and how many charges it has, if any. You learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it.
Okay. 1 second. Let me pull up the...
As a future reference, I can also use it to cast it on a person to see if they are being affected by a spell.
I need that spell.
It is really good. I suggest you get it.
Yeah, so I actually thought you already had that.
I don't.
I was going to tell you to make sure to have
It's
that as a
super
blacksmith.
It's super useful.
All right, I'm sending you the stats on this.
You kindly.
Assuming it's Identify, I don't know if he can, because I don't think it was in my book, and I think we used the same one.
Warlock spellcasting?
Yeah. It's not in
I
my
didn't think it was.
No, we might not be able to get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever, you have keen blacksmithing senses. That's a good start. I'm like, it should be obvious that I'm not saying this out loud. But I should rob this guy.
I'm just like mean-eyeing you to make you understand I want you to do something in particular.
Me?
Yes.
Well, right now I'm waiting for the. Hold on. Let me read this real quick. Hold on.
Can she just like print out a receipt of what it is?
She casts prestidigitation.
There it is. There it is.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sai, this is a pyre ball.
Hey, what?
A fire hammer, basically. It's get a +1 bonus to attack rolls. When the wielder hits with an attack with this weapon, they take an additional d6 fire damage.
They take, or the opponent takes?
The target.
Okay.
Like the person getting hit.
Important distinction.
So sorry. So yeah, all right. It's a magical fire hammer.
It's good that you said all this out loud so you can drive up the price.
Yeah, that's
Thank you,
what
sir.
I'm denying you for.
It's all right though. We could probably still afford it. We don't spend money on shit else if anybody wants it.
Yeah.
All right, fine. I will take that into consideration. And he's watching me. It's not like I can like, hey, this is a piece of shit, and like I gotta make like a deception check or something.
Yeah, it's clear if we walked away or something, he would totally follow us. Whatever.
I'm writing down what I've been using.
Just out of curiosity, how much is it?
Well, originally I was going to sell it for around 350, 400 gold. But now I know that it does burning damage, which I didn't know before. It makes the price a little bit higher, if you know what I'm saying.
You're an awful human
I don't
being.
know what you're saying.
Not a human.
You're an awful tiefling.
If you were,
Appreciating.
if you were a human, you'd be an awful.
I don't know, maybe it'd be better.
Thanks, Han.
Well,
can I? Can I tell him my full name
Sure.
and see if he recognizes it?
Nope.
Okay.
Nice try, though.
What's the new crime?
I really like this guy, even if he did recognize it, wouldn't say so.
Well, because I don't know. I'm in a totally different region than I'm used to, but I wanted to know if the Blackfire name carried around here.
Not around here, sorry. The only
No.
carries here is cold hard gold.
I didn't hear what you said. You sounded staticky. What?
The only name that carries well around here is cold hard gold.
well, that just so happens to be my no.
Right.
Oh, jeez, I'm crow.
Okay. Fine. Anything else strike anyone else's fancy?
I do want to look at some of those gems. You might want to get your retainer back, by the way. Buying it.
So does the 100 gold, is that just to look at anything, or do I have to like then get the 100 gold back, and then if I want to look at something else, I got to give you back the 100 gold?
That is correct.
That seems silly.
That's how we work here.
Can I have my 100 gold back, please?
Sure. Reaches under the table.
Can
What's
I
up?
make sure he's given me my 100 gold?
He
Like-
jingles the bag and looks at it and hands it to you.
Count
I
it.
open it and I
Phaedra's
check
completely astonished when she realizes that she has 100 more gold than she started with.
it. I haven't checked my own pocket yet. I check and like make sure like
You open the bag, it looks like gold.
I don't think he's joking you around. So
No, I think he's totally jerking you around. You count all 100.
Hey Marlamin, why don't you do it?
Okay.
No, that's cool. I'm good.
Okay.
It's not my
I'm gonna look
100.
at some of the gemstones.
Fine.
Not my 100.
I will say, the person you had looking out to make sure he didn't do something weird, just saw him put the bag under the table and take a bag back out.
I'm backing up a bit and then kind of looking at Nyx like
We good?
yeah, like and is he shady?
How much of a retainer to check out some of those gemstones?
Each gemstone, I'll take 50 gold for him. Retainer.
Retainer. I'll look at 3 of them. But the bag stays on the table.
Thank you.
Bag
Takes it to the back, checks it, puts it on the table.
Nope, stays on the table. On the table.
All right. Puts it back, places it on the table.
Can I sense anything about them? Like
the gems?
Yeah.
Because you don't have Identify, you'd have to use a Detect Magic spell in order to do that. If you don't have that, then you're kind of shit out of luck.
All right, can I detect magic while he's doing this, and specifically making sure he isn't looking at me when I'm doing this, so that way the guy doesn't like realize I'm doing it?
Roll a sleight of hand check with disadvantage because you're also counting your gold.
Sneaky. It just looks like he's counting her gold.
Okay. Same thing. Okay.
That armor too.
Sleight of hand is dexterity, so I don't have that bad.
Guess what? Phaedra never realizes that she also got another 100 gold.
Still.
Okay, yeah, yeah, talk me down from that one.
Anyway, I got an 18.
Okay. Thanks, Craig.
What did that say? What?
This is the best you guys have done at anything.
Anyway.
Yep. That's right.
You go to Detect Magic as you're trying to count gold as well, trying to keep sneaky and whatnot. And as you begin the spell, Balthazar, looking at Sai, just kind of continues to look at Sai. Continues to look at Sai.
I continue to look at the gems.
Okay. Your Detect Magic comes up magic on 2 of them.
Okay.
At which point he goes, all right, so which ones are magical?
It's like 3-card money. Awesome.
Where's the queen? Show me where the queen is. Come on, everybody, let's see.
Can actually, well, DM, can you first tell me which ones are magical? Because I can't answer the question without knowing this.
You're not holding them, so you can't tell. You can only tell that 2 of the gems in Sai's hands are magical.
Okay.
So he noticed the spell.
But it's only those.
Oh, yeah, he noticed that spell. He noticed the spell 100%.
Yeah, it's within 30 feet, so like the whole table should be. Anything that's at the table should be dinging.
Yep. And just about everything is. With the exception of the mirror, everything is ringing up magic.
A lot of it.
I will say that 2 of the gemstones you're holding, Sai, 2 are sapphires, 1 is an amethyst.
2 are sapphires, 1's an amethyst. Okay. Are the sapphires cut the same?
No, 1 is cut very, very finely. The other one's a rough cut.
Can you hold them apart? As if to...
Yeah, like I want to hold them one up at a time. Like up
Sure.
And down.
The rough cut 1 you hold up, and Phaedra, as he does so, you see that the magic does not move from his hand.
Hey, you did it.
Okay. So,
Okay.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Which one should I get?
I mean, you could get them, I guess, but you know, how come you don't know what these do exactly?
I didn't say I didn't know what they did. I just said I wasn't going to tell you.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to sell them, why wouldn't you tell us what they do?
Because most people coming through here are very, very dumb.
You're trying to drive the price up.
But wouldn't it make more sense to drive it up if you know what it does?
I do, but
An informed customer is not always a spendy customer.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
if they just think they're pretty, then one thing. But what if they know that they're really valuable?
Miss, allow me to be frank with you.
Uh-huh.
Because you all don't seem like idiots.
I think
I could sit here and tell you that 2 of those gems are magical. 1 has a gust cantrip in it. The other one has a lightning bolt spell in it. Why is that true? Idiots come through here, look at these, and go, ooh, pretty, and buy them. Doesn't matter what the magic is in them, they just buy it. Slightly smarter people come in here, they look at them, they go, I'm going to check if they're magical. They check if they're magical, they figure out they're magical. They ask me what they do, and I say, oh, 1 can turn lead into gold, the other one can turn water into wine. And they go, I'm going to spend even more money.
Right.
Are Philosopher's Stones a thing in this universe, DM? Like, is that like a well-known thing?
It's a concept.
Okay, wasn't sure. Wanted to make sure.
At this point, Phaedra, I believe he's trying to give you an opportunity to prove which one of these people you are.
Right.
All right, like I point to the ones that are magical. It's like at this point, why the fuck not? It doesn't. I just know that they're magical. I'd need to use identify in order to specify which one is which.
Which is which can be done at a later time. The fact that you pointed out which two in my hand are magical is all I needed.
Okay.
So how much for just these two?
Just for the 2 magic stones?
This is magic stones.
All right. For the Gust Cantrip and the Lightning Bolt spell, Amethyst and Sapphire respectively, that would come down to 200 and 400 gold a pop.
How much?
200 and 400 gold apiece.
So 600 total.
Yes.
Hey, Sai, how much gold do you have? I'm rolling another sleight of hand here to throw 100 into his pocket.
Can I now? No, I'm going to now. Like, I feel like at this point I'm done counting my stuff.
Your pocket feels heavier. You know?
Like,
Yeah. This time I only rolled a 14 plus 3.
Marlamin is a bit rich. Need we forget?
Big pimpin'.
So
now
does
I'm like super suspicious because it's weird that I now have more money. And now I'm like giving like, and now I'm like trying to like stare down this merchant like, what the fuck? Because I have no idea.
Look. I got shit to do. You want them?
Yeah,
Cool.
go.
Pass it over.
I'll take
there
them.
there was the hammer, the mirror, and the gemstones were the things on the table, right?
As well as an amulet.
And that was magical.
Yes, it was.
Okay, can I? Did anyone else want to get anything or?
I'm good.
Okay.
No, I'm pretty satisfied at the end of this shopping spree.
I've gotten my money's worth.
Yeah, needless to say, I have gotten what I need out.
We're done there.
How much for the amulet?
The amulet? 500 gold.
Okay. Like that. Now I don't know if I should get it or not. It's one of those like I've spent all this time. I want to fucking get something since I've spent all this time here, but now
I mean, you can get this hammer. He kind of spins the hammer a bit on the table.
This is the con. Like. Also, you just got a new weapon that we didn't tell you about.
At this point, I'm pretty sure I could actually say with some confidence that this is a fucking con.
Wait, I'm confused about the new weapon.
You handed over your glaive because it was too big to walk around with.
Oh, okay.
You received a flail.
Oh, great. Okay. Oh, hold on. I gotta write this down. All right. Nah. Fuck it. Whatever. I'm done.
No on the hammer? No, nothing?
Yeah, no. I'm good. Thanks, dude. Maybe I'll come back. I'm gonna look around a bit.
By the way, Sai, roll a history check real quick.
History.
Did we ever ask about this guy's carriage?
Nope.
I kind of wrote that off.
All right.
That would be an 18.
All right. You think back to what Phaedra had told you earlier about calling it a pyre mall. And as you think more and more, you remember in your blacksmith training that, oh, wait a second, you have heard of pyre mall. But it's not a pyre mall, it's the pyre mall. There's only one of them.
Oh. I mean, you never did give us a price on this hammer.
Oh, the hammer? 800 gold.
Phaedra's
You
gonna
think it's
have
better than my
that.
flail?
I mean,
Better than my flail?
it's
Like,
probably comparable and
It's
easier.
magical, so almost.
that's
so-
true. Okay.
Go for it. Why not?
Okay, fine, sure.
All right.
Yeah, why not?
He hands over the flail, or the mace. And he goes, actually, that flail you got there, you hand that over along with it, 700 even.
I was just about to suggest that.
We're Where did we get the
Hey.
flail from exactly?
It was given to us by the Whispers.
Okay, I would feel bad trading in something that technically I'm borrowing. But
800.
Just trade it in. There's no one there who can use it.
okay, sure, why not?
Pre-owned weapons are killing the industry.
Thank you. He takes the flail, he takes the gold, puts it in the pouch by his side, and he goes, well, that'll be all today, gentlemen and ladies.
Thank you.
I think it will be. Thank you for this enlightening experience.
Yes, not a problem at all.
Now that your shop's defunct, where do you spend your nights?
Here and there. No need to worry about that. You'll see me around, I'm sure.
Speaking of seeing around, some
I
people
know
have told us that you used to see you around with a really nice carriage with a fascinating beast driving it. What
Oh,
happened to that? Sorry
Bertha.
if I'm bringing up old memories, but...
I miss Bertha. They took her from me.
Oh, who did?
The bones.
Is
Not
there
sure what they
anything-
did with that poor hippogriff, but they did something.
Oh, was it hippogriff?
Yeah.
If we see a skeletal hippogriff or flying around, I guess we'll know what happened.
Wait, skeletal?
2 and
Although-
2, Phaedra.
If we see it alive,
If you see it alive and bring Bertha back, I'd be the happiest man in the universe.
We'll do what we can.
All right. Well,
Don't kill the hippogriff.
so I do take it you're not a big fan of the occupiers.
the bones? They made business a little bit rough, and I can't get back to my shop, but... No, they're pretty terrible. They're pretty terrible.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So they're pretty terrible, and I can't have any livelihood. So
Right.
they seem pretty nice. What?
Yeah. Go with that.
Are you going to do anything about it?
We'll talk later.
Okay.
And he kind of goes to fold up his stand as you're talking. And he goes, well, once this is all over, and he starts compacting it down, the awning kind of comes down over the front of the thing. And you notice that everything seems to actually fold into nothing as it goes, and slowly compacts more and more into just this small box. At which point he throws that under an arm and goes, well, it's been pleasant working with you all. Once I got my shop back, make sure to stop by Balthazar's Bonus Bazaar, and I will see you all later.
Well, see you around, Balthazar.
All right. And he snaps a finger and turns around. And you see him vanish. Whoop. It's a very simple dimension door.
I have that spell.
And at that moment, Phaedra, the bag of 100 gold that he had handed you suddenly feels way lighter in your pocket.
Yeah, that's about what I thought.
And you look in it, and there's 100 coppers.
Yeah, I figured.
Plus 100 mysterious gold. I'm sorry, that's one of my favorite bits I've ever done.
All right, well,
Also doing business, homie.
great. Was this thing actually worth buying?
God, yes.
Okay.
Out of character, you were talking about wanting a different weapon.
Yeah, I know.
This
In
one
character,
sort of
I'm
fits
still.
your,
In
this
character,
one
I'm
sort of
just gonna
fits
go
your
with my guy.
aesthetic
Okay.
of burning shit to death.
People like that frustrate me for so many reasons.
You know, the term unmitigated disaster gets thrown around a lot these days. But oh boy.
What?
All right, so what else, or is there anything, now that that's all
It's not
done,
like
what,
being
is
unmitigated
the sun
disaster.
going down?
It's getting a little past noon, I'd say.
Oh, okay,
And-
we got time on it. Sweet.
And by the way, Tiandra has been watching all of this about 20 feet away, keeping one eye on the crowds, the other eye on you. Once Balthazar turns around, once he vanishes, she looks at all of you and goes, you guys just got taken for a ride.
Yeah. I got my money's worth.
Are you sure?
I got a show.
Really certain.
You paid an extra
Okay.
you paid an extra 150 in gold. It sounds like.
No.
No, Sai got his 150 gold back
Oh, okay.
that he gave as a retainer because he didn't put it under the table.
That's right.
Yep, we'll go with that. So, Sai, mark in your inventory that you now have 2 gems, 1 amethyst, 1 sapphire. The sapphire with a gust cantrip, and
The amethyst was the gust.
no. The amethyst has the thunderbolt. Maybe.
Do you want me to identify these so you don't accidentally blow yourself up in case it fucks us over?
Oh,
No.
we'll do that later. We have time for that later.
All right.
Blow yourself up later. Spontaneousness is fun.
All right, I have to pee real quick, and we'll get right back to this.
Okay.
So,
Like I'm not just angry because I got screwed over. Like there is actually a reason for it, so I'm like kind of sulking.
yeah. I mean, realistically, like, if these aren't what the guy said and I see him again, I'm going to get my money's worth one way or the other.
Nah. I grew up with merchants and they were much better people than that. So people like him piss me off.
Yeah.
Also, one of my D20s is missing, and I am very unhappy about this. Where the fuck did it go? And it's like the pretty one, that one with my set. So where the fuck did it go? Oh no. Okay. So what's so special about this hammer? Like I used identify on it, but you seem to have a better idea of what's going on, Sai.
What did that say?
Nothing.
Or add here.
Shit.
So, the burning damage is pretty decent, especially since we're going against things that are probably going to be susceptible to fire.
Okay.
Also, bludgeoning damage, or if you beat the hell out of a skeleton, it tends to fall apart.
Also that.
I mean,
Plus-
yeah, that's a fair.
I'm
Yeah.
guessing you have a pretty good strength modifier.
Yes, I do.
And if you're doing it with two hands, I believe it's 1d10. Plus 1, plus your proficiency, plus your
Jesus.
strength modifier, plus d6 fire damage.
Generally, it seems like you'd be able to do some pretty good work with it.
Yeah, no, it makes you into a viable melee wrecker.
Good to know.
You can hammer some nails if you know what I'm saying.
I'm really pissed that I cannot find my thing right now. It's like the 1d20 that I always use, and it's gone. Fall out of the bag? What happened to it? Could it have possibly gone? Fuck. Oh, this makes me mad. I'll have to look for it later. It get rolled somewhere. Alright, so what is the general plan right now? Just kind of scouting?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're trying to get a lay of the land of the waterfront because this is where at least the first stage of the action is going to happen.
Gotcha.
The plan that was laid out by Vondra, or whatever her name is, was basically to, in turn, isolate the cloaks and take them out. They each patrol one of the districts. We only just so happen to run in all three of them at once because we were in like a gate area where they all convene.
Gotcha.
So the waterfront is the haven of one of them, who also happens to be the one who manages the larger, beefier parts of the undead army, say. And so the hope is that without them, whatever spell is keeping them up will go away. So if we can take down that person, we're weakening the army in a way that is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So they're a good one to start with.
Gotcha. Okay. Good to know. Thank you.
There's a good chance that we're going to have to deal with the giant skeleton that we saw last night.
Yep.
But we're hoping to not. We're hoping to just be able to ace the guy that is controlling it or whatever, or raised up from the dead, and then that'll be that.
Yeah. So
the cloud giant that we're seeing walking around is... I'm also, for the record, I'm assuming none of this shit is happening, where we would be in earshot of other human fucking beings. Yeah, like that cloud giant
Presumably.
you see over there, that's the same thing.
Yeah.
All right.
at some point we need to find a decent ambush spot, isolated, where we can get this guy alone from all sides.
As close to the waterfront as possible, because that's the farthest away from where backup would be coming from.
Right.
Okay.
But bear in mind, the giant is directly on the waterfront, so.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to take him down anyways, I would think, though, because even if we get the cloak and he's the guy that's taking over this giant, it's gonna take a while for his necromancy to drain, you know?
Like, my worry is that even if this thing doesn't, like, just crumble to pieces, it'll just start going berserk and thrash the waterfront before it dissipates.
Go with that.
And if there's still boats on the waterfront, the only way that we're going to save them is to take the giant out.
Right. Okay.
I don't know if I'm overthinking this, but...
Regardless, we might want to take it out after we've taken out the necromancer, or whoever's controlling it. That'll probably make it easy.
Still aim for the cloak first.
Yes.
Yes.
Kill the caster.
All right. So Tiandra leads you guys to the waterfront some more. You see a number of back alleys. You see a number of different kind of quieter, hidden away spots away from the main street. But everything seems to loop back around to that main dock area. You take enough left turns and you sort of end up at the water again.
Can I kind of, while we're doing this in my sketchpad, kind of like roughly make like a map of where we're, like, what we're doing?
Sure. You make a rough grid map as you go to try and help yourself memorize. And as you guys kind of wander through the waterfront throughout the day, you see more and more haggard faces. You see more and more people displaced. You still see as many abandoned homes as you were before. And eventually the sun begins to fall and evening starts to set in. People begin to shuffle off the streets back towards wherever they need to go. And Tiandra sort of looks at Alvy and goes, I guess it's time we head back.
Yep.
Have we found anywhere suitable for...
You've spawned a few small... you found a few areas, alcoves and roofs that overlook areas where the cloaks might be. Back alley, small courtyards that are led to via back alleys, just straight up backyards that used to be attached to houses that are now completely empty. Things like that. You have definitely spotted places where you can have a secluded fight.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
So tomorrow morning, during the day, we'll prepare the ground, and tomorrow night we'll lure it in.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Tiandra leads you all back to the lair of the Whispers. Takes you through the doorway, downstairs and whatnot. Sort of looks at all of you and goes, all right, I have to go back to my post. So this has been fun. It was nice to see tourists being tourists, I guess.
Marlamin, slip some gold into her pocket.
Listen, that only worked twice. I don't want to push it.
I'm going to, because I had a nat 1, not notice that he said that.
Okay.
Probably shouldn't do. She might get beat up or something.
Yeah, I was going to say, nobody else noticed that happened.
If I had a nat 1, I was completely focused.
Someone did.
That was an character suggestion.
Yeah, a couple people did.
Oh. Okay.
But,
And Tiandra kind of goes to all of you and goes, I'll, I gotta go back on watch. I'll stop by later on tonight. I have some things I want to ask you guys.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Sure.
Cool. See you guys later. And she crawls back up the passage. And as she goes, you see kind of sitting off to the side is a very grumpy looking Teresa who is staring at her empty hands.
Oh, shit.
Sort of staring.
I cast Prestidigitation.
Okay.
And
What are you
I make
doing?
it look like the dolphin that she had in her hand.
Okay.
Okay. No, I just do that.
Okay. As she sits grumpily staring at her hands, really angry and very obviously waiting for you to walk past.
Yep.
The dolphin kind of appears in her hands again. She goes, "Dolphin!
Yeah.
I named him Fit." Oh, wait a second. She looks up and looks at you and goes, sort of, "Hey."
I'm trying this again, guys. I get back down on one more knee, and I'm like, if you want, I can show you how to do that.
Really?
Yeah, of course. It's really easy. Just watch, and then I show her how I do it.
She sort of does the hand motion and goes, "Cut," and nothing happens. She goes, "Aww."
Hey, I didn't get this good this quick. Practice makes perfect. And, try one more time.
While he's
And
doing
as she's
this,
doing it. Yeah, Here we go.
I'm taking out a piece of paper and I want to try to make like a little something for her, like maybe like a little origami crane or something, so she can physically have something. So when he fucks up,
God.
Okay, Phaedra, roll a dexterity check.
Oh, good! I have really good text.
Marlamin, you roll a sleight of hand check to see if she notices you making the magic for her.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
I got a nat 20 on a fucking origami check.
Yep. You actually make a really complex origami, like crane with like flapping wings and a neck that'll move if you pull the tail. Like it's really, really well done.
I rolled an 18 plus 3.
All right. She like waves her hand in the same way you do again and goes, "Ha!" And you make like a bunch of sparks come out of her hands.
Yeah. Goes, my first foray into it. Yeah. Isn't it cool? It's really cool, isn't it?
I'm a wizard.
My Bill Nye the Science Guy moment. Yeah.
Oh boy.
I'm a wizard.
You'll do it. Yeah.
It is something
Everybody's gotta start somewhere.
need to learn. Yeah.
Or, keep trying. If you talk to Marlamin enough, he might be able to help you out.
I did it once.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It's very good, especially for somebody so young.
I gotta keep trying.
My spells
She
are more...
is not listening to you at all, Phaedra. She is focused on her hands. Just
You quit this one while we're ahead.
Can I? Yeah. I'm just shooting Marlamin a look like you are ruining this.
No.
You are.
I will. No.
Building
I'm
a
doing
Pokemon
the right thing here.
You're so good at this.
No, she's now like, for the record, I do want her to know how to do that. How old is she? 7?
She's like 6 or 7. Yeah.
You can't like give her the ability to know the spell.
No, prestidigitation is like the easiest spell. It's literally a magic trick.
Yeah, but you can't just show her how to do it, and then she can do it.
They have
He's literally already taught somebody else how to do it. He taught me how to do it.
I have done
it. It took like a week.
Yeah,
that's right. And you were already magically inclined.
If he really if we get out of this alive, then maybe he can help her do that.
Certainly, but like this one interaction of you just showing her how to do the hand movement and what to say, she can't do it.
Of course not. But all he's doing is planting the seed, man.
Oh yeah, and she is.
Thank you.
She is fascinated with her hands now. It's just like, I can do magic. I can do magic.
You sure you didn't get? Never mind.
It's cool, isn't it? I think it's cool.
Magic fingers.
Nice.
I gotta go show everybody else. Thank you. And then
shit.
Runs away.
I burning hands the crane and throw it at Marlamin.
Okay, you do so.
What's wrong with you people?
Because by the time it gets to him, it's not going to be there anymore.
Oh yeah, you just kind of get hit with this like
he gets like
paper
a little singe or something, maybe.
Not even, just like it's literally just like a little poof of paper ash that hits you and sort of dissipates.
I really like this.
This is a metaphor for something.
You fake a kid, or you fool a kid, they'll be way happier with you than you actually making them something.
Yep.
Who wants a paper doll, man? You can make sparks and cool shit.
It is a crane. Thank you very much. It was cool.
You can light shit on fire.
Yes. Yes, I can.
Teach a kid to light shit on fire. That's.
I don't want to teach a child how to set shit on fire.
Why not? What's wrong with that? You never did that as a kid?
You didn't have a lot of friends growing up, did you?
No. I was an orphan. Much like somebody else we know.
Oh my lord.
Now it's
Marlamin had the dead parents turned around on him. Oh my god.
Hoisted by your own dead parents.
I'm just saying, children and fire doesn't mix very well.
Thoroughly hoisted.
Very thoroughly hoisted.
As you guys are having this conversation, you wander through the small village, back to the central hall where you had talked to Commander Vonda earlier.
Can I keep an eye out for this crying child, the one who didn't like Marlamin?
Sure, roll a perception check.
Okay.
Oh, jeez, come on, man.
I just want to make sure he's not still crying.
I'm gonna show that kid how to make magic too.
Oh, another nat 20.
Okay. You don't
see dumb checks.
You don't see him as you walk. However, you do pass one of the low buildings, and hear a really quiet voice from inside it, like probably maybe 2 floors up, probably on the 2nd floor, just sort of talking to somebody, saying, "Man, having parents would be really cool."
Oh, come on.
Hey, get out of your parents' club.
I feel really bad. Are we doing anything important right now?
You're going to talk to Commander Vonda.
All right. Okay. I'll keep this in mind then.
Okay.
Mental note: remind that child that I was an orphan.
Make a note.
And you guys enter the community hall, and as you step through, Phaedra is still glaring at Marlamin. You look over at the desk, and Commander Vonda is asleep. Still in her armor, still with the same maps and paperwork on the desk, but just sprayed out across it, just asleep, snoring away.
Are there any candles still lit in the room?
Nope. It's dark.
Okay. All right, yeah. I'm looking for, like, a blanket or, like, a jacket hanging on a coat rack, and I'm going to go put it on her.
No, I know it's late, but I want her to know that Perrin is alive.
Oh.
Also, sleeping in armor is super not good for you.
Yeah,
so.
also not fun. I can say from experience. Can I approach, like...
Don't get too close.
Yeah, I don't want to spook her.
Roll
like,
a stealth
I'm also in armor, so I'm very loud. I figure...
Roll a stealth check.
Can I just fail it, like, intentionally being, like, kind of loud, just wake her up?
Sure. You rustle your way across the room, and as you go, she's sort of like, "What is happening? Oh, all of you are back. Wonderful. How was the scouting?"
Sorry to wake you.
That's fine. How was the scouting?
Successful.
Wonderful.
We're
all prepared to take down a cloak tomorrow?
We'll be ready.
I'm going to be prepared.
Are your people going to be ready for the follow-up?
Yes. I sent... Oh, boy. All right. I sent word to the other enclaves around that we're going to need men to hold the waterfront after tomorrow. We should have help, hopefully.
I managed to get a successful scrying spell. Perrin's alive.
Where? What? Is he all right? Where is he?
I'm guessing, because it's kind of hard to tell with the scrying spell. It's not, like, exact. He looked like he was imprisoned. He was alive, but he was imprisoned. And somebody managed to interrupt my scrying spell. And
what?
Yeah, it means someone who can do very good magic.
Not one of us.
Anyway, pretty sure it was the Lady of Bones who managed to interrupt my spell. the one who they say I give a brief description so I don't have to like.
Yeah. She nods and goes, "That lines up with what we know of the Lady of Bones. Yes, that is her appearance."
Yeah, she said, what was it? He's mine.
Mm-hmm.
So we're guessing that he's in a prison, like in the tower. It was really hard for me to see.
Wait. You're telling me you saw a vision of Perrin inside the tower?
We've never
think
been inside the tower, so
it's kind of like I didn't recognize the location. It was only just because she then interrupted the scrying spell that I was able to guess that he's in the tower, since she's presumably referring to him.
If he's in a dungeon and she says that he belongs to her, then that's just...
Yeah, that's context clues mostly, which is why I'm saying most likely. I can try to like...
Hang on. The Red Tower is made of a certain stone that gives it its red color. That stone blocks all incoming and outgoing magic. It's why they do it.
Huh. So then it's not in that tower then? Like, the color of the stone was... was it gray? Yeah, stone floor. It didn't specify color as far as I remember.
Yeah, it was just a regular stone floor. The walls looked like...
part is probably relevant.
Are there any other... Like, it wouldn't tell me if it was, like, in this city. All I see is, like, a zoom in on where he is.
Correct. All you saw was that cell.
No, I'm telling her.
Yeah, it's not a locate spell. Oh, sorry.
So, I mean, I can try to use locate creature, but that's only within 1,000 feet.
Right.
So
right.
I would need to be pretty close. And if he's not in that tower, I don't know where else he is. But how far does the Lady of Bones' power reach?
Only as far as the city, from what we know. We have no contacts outside at the moment.
So anywhere else in the city that could match the description of what I saw.
There's the prison district, which is inside the prison central, which is inside the upper district.
Which I assume we can't get to very easily.
Not at the moment. That's their most well-guarded area.
What about during the day? Is it okay during the day?
No, nobody goes in, nobody goes out.
Okay.
Our plans will take us there later.
Yeah. Okay, so...
And as you guys are having this conversation, you hear fast footsteps running up to the door, followed by the door not even bothering to be knocked. It just flies open. And Tiandra is standing there, out of breath, panting, as she looks at the commander and goes, "Commander, I don't... You need to come with me." And she runs out the door. The commander sort of stops and looks around and goes,
We'll go with you.
"We need to go." And grabs her warhammer, straps it to her side, and begins to run.
Okay.
Do it.
Tiandra leads you all through this small city up to a different exit than the one you had seen before. This one is on the opposite end from the one you keep entering from, and seems to go up higher as you make your way through it. And as you guys reach the top, it takes like 15, almost 20 minutes to get up there. You all exit and are standing on a bit of balcony built into the wall of Lathander itself.
Mm-hmm.
You're maybe 60, 70 feet up. You're not super high up on the wall, but for some of the buildings here in the waterfront district. And you can see in the distance the main avenue of the city leading to the gate. And it is alight. The street lights that you had seen before, the magical green teardrop lights that had been off, are now on, radiating their regular hue, it seems.
Okay. What's going on?
Vondra kind of looks at Tiandra and goes, That's it? The lights are on? And Tiandra goes, No, you have to come on. And she hops down onto the closest roof. It's about a 20-foot fall or so, but she tucks and rolls through it. And begins to run across the rooftops towards the center of the city.
Oh no.
I'm following.
Mondra.
Yep.
Okay. Roll a dex. Everyone roll a dex check to get off the balcony.
Well, it's nice knowing you.
I have no modifiers.
Nat 20.
You want to do a dex? Can I instead do like
Dex.
a
You could probably use
acrobatics
magic.
check? I mean, I could, but I don't want to.
Can I
If you
use
have feather
athletics?
fall, that would help here.
Or just gusts to
Feather fall.
control the ball a little.
Or don't be a bitch and get a nat 20 like me. What?
Is this athletic?
Don't we all have our-
Yes, you can count this as an athletics roll if you would like.
Alright.
Oh, I can. All right.
Athletics are good.
Let me see if my
Yeah,
dex.
sounds like
It's
it.
actually the same thing.
Oh, it
So.
is. It's better because it uses strength instead of dexterity.
All right. Well, I rolled an 8. Yeah.
Marlamin, you land awkwardly and kind of stumble a bit. You tweak your ankle a bit, but you're okay.
Okay.
Trunks, you
I
fucking
do a gainer.
like, yeah, you like front flip off this thing. You land on one of the shingles and it breaks free of the roof.
Parkour!
And you
Yeah,
use your
I was gonna say,
momentum of falling to like ride the shingle a bit across the roof before you start running as well.
Awesome.
It's bullshit.
This is that episode of The
little
Office. with the
little
new
Daniel
parkour.
Craig action.
Yeah.
I got a 17.
17, you land just fine and start running as well.
16.
16, you're good. Trev,
24.
24, good. Nix,
21.
good. Armel,
17.
Yeah.
17, fine. All right, so the only one who did anything wrong was Marlamin, but he catches himself and keeps going. And after running across these rooftops, not particularly stealthily, you notice Tiandra is just sort of moving. Vondra is following as well. Parkour, perfect. You guys arrive at this horseshoe of a center area. This was very clearly the center of the city at one point. In the center of the city is a beautiful, beautiful fountain that is not currently running. All set into the stone streets. The water inside is still and dark, but it is still an awe-impressive sight, maybe 20 or 30 feet into the air. And there's a number of people ranging in front of the fountain, very clearly breaking curfew, but all of them are staring into the fountain itself.
Oh.
Where hanging off the second level of the fountain are 7 figures. Two rather short, one in a long fur coat with a pair of blue on the feet,
Oh boy.
with a very shittily glued on beard that you can see from here. The other one is small, female. Looks like it was actually a regular-sized elf at one point, but the legs themselves have been cut out from under it to create more of a gnomish size. Dressed in a black robe, or a black cloak, and hanging silently over the water. There's a number of regular humanoid ones as well, all dressed in various clothing similar to your own. All of them hanging silently over the water.
Mm-hmm.
White stone all over again.
What?
Well, that's
How far away is the fountain from where we are standing?
Maybe 200, 300 feet. Frank, that is the greatest GIF I have ever seen in my life.
Thank you very much.
And I'm so glad it has been brought into it. Thank you for that. Regardless, back to the serious matter at hand.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Sorry.
It's totally fine.
I didn't watch it. I was.
I got 1,300 opens for that.
Can I see if there's any the guards around? Like the keep running into all the time.
There doesn't seem to be any of the guards in the area. It almost seems like they have actually been told to clear out of this area to allow as many people as possible to see this.
Well, one group of adventurers in particular. Yeah.
I was worried that my scry spell might lead to something bad.
I think we were clocked long before that.
Possibly. That's...
This took planning.
Yeah. Can I recognize any of the people? Do any of them look familiar?
I actually have lost Vondra. Those are her people that went missing.
Vondra nods and says, yes, these are, at least a few of them are some of the people who have gone missing from her crew.
Okay.
She directly beckons to one of them, one that looks like has been dusted lightly in fireplace ash to make their skin very gray. In the center, actually. And she says that was their leader. Brash and bold-headed got him killed, it seems.
I'm gonna look everywhere to make sure that we're not being watched.
I can dimension door me and one other person over there if we need to get over there quickly.
No, we should probably get the hell out of here.
We already
roll a perception check there, Si.
We've pretty much seen what they wanted us to see.
Yeah, I'll message. Yeah.
Speaking of which, I got a 9. I don't see shit.
Yeah, you don't see shit.
I was looking too, but I didn't see anything.
All right, Phaedra, roll a perception check.
Great. Perception is wisdom.
No comment.
Oh, all right, that ain't bad. 18.
Okay. Looking around, although you're very disturbed by what you're seeing, and the guilt of what it could mean has begun to creep into your head, as you look around, you actually are able to see just past the fountain these beautiful wrought iron gates that are built into the two buildings on either side of it. You get the feeling that that is the entrance to the upper district that leads to the Red Keep or Red Tower. And standing on either sides of the fence, including one standing in the center, are the three cloaks, all staring silently.
I kind of pointed out to them, like, guys.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
I look at those three and I point at them and I say, "You made those kids cry."
Luckily, they were kind of far away, so they didn't
Yeah,
really hear you.
I was
I don't really
kidding.
get
I
that.
wasn't actually
I
doing
was gonna say if he
that.
actually did that, I would smack him.
Yeah, no. I grab the other two and say, hey, we need to go. This can't go down here.
All right, retreat.
Yeah, let's go.
Run
I
away!
promise you, we will. When this is over, they will have a proper burial. And
I can't.
Don't
I doubt that's actually going to
I
happen.
will. I do
we're
not
gonna
want to leave them just hanging in there. You know.
My guess is they're not going to take those bodies down anytime soon. Whether they get up and start walking, that's another
Exactly.
story.
They're going to raise those bodies up. We're going to avenge them. That's all we can. That's all we can say.
Right.
Could
But
we?
now we've just skylined ourselves and made ourselves known, so
All right. Little one. I'm terrible with names. How do we? We can't get back up there. How do we get back?
I will show you the way.
I have an
She's,
idea.
Hmm?
Go ahead.
I mean, I'm
Oh,
sure she
fine.
has another path.
And she begins to the ruse back towards the original entrance you guys usually take into the Whisper Sanctum.
I'm going to go invisible and hang back
Okay.
just to make sure that we're not followed, so that they
Right.
don't follow the path.
Roll a stealth check with advantage.
That'd be a 17.
With advantage?
Yeah.
Okay. You are invisible. You are hanging back. You're keeping your eyes open. They don't seem to be following along. And as you guys kind of head down a few of the rooms, you look back and notice that the cloaks are gone from the from the gate.
Of course.
Okay. Well, okay.
Vondra sort of silently plods next to all of you, very distant. And this is the first time that looking at her, you really kind of get the impression that although she is a strong woman, a woman who has seen a lot and done a lot, and she has seen a lot. And things like this are beginning to affect her.
Oh boy.
We will do everything in our power to stop this.
Yes.
Agreed.
We all will. Let's just get back underground and plan for tomorrow.
This doesn't change the plan.
No, this changes nothing. Guys for Sanctum and head downstairs. Vondra gives you all a very curt nod and says, if you would not mind, I'm going to head to rest for the evening.
Actually sleep, please.
Yeah, go get some rest.
Yes, I shall. And she heads off in one direction. Tiandra sort of hangs off to the side, rocks back and forth on 2 feet, not really knowing what to do or what to say.
I'm sure that wasn't easy. Thanks for showing us that. We need to know all we can.
They were friends of mine at one point.
This stuff is bad. This stuff is hell. I wish that I could be like comforting here, but you can tell. I'm sure you've heard. We all are really, really bad at that.
Yeah.
I can't say there won't be more, but we're gonna give them hell.
Let's do what we can, shall we?
Absolutely.
Yep. You'll do your part.
Pat her on her shoulder and just like go get some. You should probably rest too. You seem like you're running around a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna head up to the post.
Someone else can take your post for the night.
No, it's my post is mine. She sort of goes to wander away, then looks back at you guys and goes, "We are gonna fix this, right?"
Definitely.
Yeah. If it can be fixed, we're the people to do it.
Okay. And I will see you all in the morning. And she heads up the entrance and out of sight.
Okay.
Did we solve your depressing puzzle?
So
Not yet.
that was if I've ever seen and worked with anybody sinister in the past, and I might have, that was them sending a message. So if you ever needed any more confirmation that the person who saw you trying to get an eye on Perrin, it was her. They might now know that we're coming.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I mean, I would never hold.
You did what I wanted you to do.
Absolutely, I would never hold that against you.
Yeah, same.
I just want to make sure that we all are aware that they might. We just got to be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Make
problem.
this tomorrow a little iffy, but
We'll be fine.
We'll do what we can.
We just got to be careful, but we just
got to kill them harder.
We've made it this far.
All right.
Harder.
That's
You
right.
guys head back to the house that has been assigned to you, settle in, get some rest. Tomorrow's a big day.
Oh
We
boy.
have the first of the clothes to kill.
We have a revolution to start.
Yep. Well, you may have already started it. Kinda.
Well, yeah, it's cold right now, but that'd be hot.
Forest.
All right, we'll call that there for this week.